Phil is back. Yes, me. I am back. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for the love thus far, for engaging the previous content I put on this channel. Like I said in one of the videos, I am not, or I didn't intend to be like a YouTuber and all that, but I just wanted to just put my experience out there because I noticed nobody talk about these things and it now looks so like people have been going through this. How come? How come? But yeah, I'm not here to talk about that today. I'm here to share my labor experience with you. As you can see, my face has changed a little bit. I'm no longer puffed up and all that because those videos were recorded while I was pregnant. But right now, I've put to bed, so I'm here to share my experience with you. Let's go. Oh, guys, hey. I started before then, I was already 40 weeks at this time, and in my head, 40 weeks, baby is not coming. I'm tired. People that were pregnant together, they had all put to bed, like, that were monitoring each other like a week, that maybe like we're 1 week apart or a few days apart, they put to bed, and I'm still here. So I was tired. I had to do some exercises to induce to go into labor. And prior to that time, my previous appointment at the hospital, my gynae had told me that if I didn't put to bed, that they should even do a membrane sweep. She had told me that they should do membrane sweep. And guys, I said, okay, no problem, let's do it. He said I'm going to go into labor in 24 to 48 hours after the membrane sweep and all that. I said, no problem. But you people, as I laid on that examination bed and she was trying to do it. It was a lot. I told her, I'm not doing it again. Please remove your hand. I am not doing. No, ma'am, don't worry. So she was like, if I don't do it now, this one I'm acting like this. What if I'm in labor? Is this how I act? I'm not this, I'm not that. But guys, I'm not even joking. See, let me tell you, the pain was a lot. I'm not like the pain was so much. So I had to just I moved my leg. I said, no, let me be going. No, don't worry. So I went to YouTube, searched for exercises. Please don't do this except, you're sure, safe exercises and all that. I just went to YouTube and I Googled some exercises and I did the exercise. That was Friday. I did this exercise Friday, Saturday. Sunday from church, I was already feeling some sort of way from church, but then I just still managed and all that. But it was as I knew that this was the last Sunday I was going to come to church before giving birth because the way I was feeling that day, I knew that no, there was nothing anybody could tell me. That's it. So Monday came, I didn't go into labor and all that. But in the evening, around say 7 p.m., I'd already started feeling this back pain and all that. I was thinking it was breast skin aches, but I didn't know. I was on the phone with one of my aunties and we're talking. I'm like, my back is aching me some sort of one. She was like, are you sure you're not into labor? I said, I don't think so. I think it's breast skin aches and all. So that was it around 7. My people, Eminity Toto. Let me say it in Yoruba. Yours truly, around say 10 p.m., I could not sleep again because, and this place, my area, once it's 10 p.m. is like midnight because like by 8 p.m. Everywhere is dark, everywhere is quiet. It's as though we are in the middle of the night. So 10 p.m. I had already feeling some sort of way. I started feeling this contraction, this pain was now consistent. I could time it because I googled. I saw on Google that okay, so if you could time your contraction, if they are consistent, if there's uniformity and all that, then it is contraction. You are almost in labor and all that. So I started having that contraction that Monday night. I could not sleep. Shout out to Kemi, my uncertified midwife. So fortunately for me, she was online and all that. So I chatted up. I don't know, we're just chatting or something. Something came up and I just mentioned it. Kemi was with me throughout the night and also like online actually. She was always checking up, how you doing? Okay, so what's up now? So how you feeling now? Okay, so in the next 2 hours, how you feeling now and all that. So we were in that. So once it was 12, and that was when Hallelujah Challenge was to start. So it was 12. I just stood up like, okay, let me just go to Hallelujah Challenge. My husband was asleep. Like I said, this area, once it's like 8 p.m., most people are asleep. And what's it called? 12 a.m. That's this now Tuesday, right? Hallelujah challenge has started. I just like, okay, why not? This first Hallelujah challenge. Let me just, because this conception too. I remember last Hallelujah challenge. I said I dressed like my miracle. I put clothes in my stomach and all that, you know. So I did all of that. Those that have my contact following my social media will have seen that particular video. So that I did at that February last year. So I said, okay, why not? Let me just generally challenge this February and a year apart. But guys, the Hallelujah challenge was all challenging me. It wasn't me that was challenging the Hallelujah challenge. I have a video that I'll show you shortly how I was feeling during the Hallelujah challenge. So that's the video. Exactly. So guys, like I said, I joined the earlier challenge. I could not sleep through the night. I could not sleep. Of course, my husband was awake at this point. We're doing the back and forth thing. You know, once I feel the pain, I'm going to hold him or tap him and all that. Like, no sleep for you too. We ain't gonna sleep. I'm not sleeping. You won't sleep too. Two of us, I don't do it together. You understand? So I held him and all. So anytime pain, I'll hold him, or he would use his hand like eat my back and all that. But there was one particular time he had slept off because any Eleni, like he's somebody's child too. He had gone to work and all he's exhausted and everything. So there was a particular time that he had already slept off, he dozed off. And I just tapped him. And when I tapped him, he didn't know, it was just, you don't normally, he was using his hand to rub my back, like, okay, sorry, 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 and all that. This one, when I tapped him, but I just started saying, sorry, without rubbing my back, like, because he was, let me say, like unconscious, he was used to it, like, he has been waking up, I've been waking him, like, okay, I'm feeling this. But that time he had slept off, that thing of, hey, oh, sorry, 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 that kind of feeling. But yeah, that passed. So, the following morning, there was no bloody show. It was just contraction, contraction like that. So it was becoming consistent, 1 hour, 30 minutes, and all that. So the following morning, I called Mercy Adedigba, now Mercy Yola. Like I said in my previous video, she's a midwife and a registered nurse and all that. So I called her, like, this is how I'm feeling, though I'm not seeing any blood issue and I don't want to go to the hospital yet, this and this and this. So, but God so good, 10 a.m. Tuesday morning. Remember, I've not slept till that time. To be honest, I'm not slept. So 10 a.m. When I went to pee, I saw like this brown thing. They said it was bloody show. So before I knew it was like this mucus plug. I think that's it, mucus plug and something like that. So it was brown. It was, how mucus looks like. It was brown. It was what's the word now? Ah, Oh, English. But yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. So it was like that. I saw it and I just told my husband that I've seen this mucus plug. I called Mercy, okay, this is what's going on, this and this and this. And she was like, okay, do I want to go to the hospital now? Do I don't want to go and all that? And I'm like, I do not want to go to the hospital now because I don't want them to start putting their hands and start checking me how many centimeter dilated, how many centimeter, and them putting their hands through, my V like that. It's painful. It's going to be painful for me, right? So I told her I'm not going yet. At least I want to be maybe like 5 centimeter dilated, even if possible 6 centimeter dilated before I get to the hospital. So this was me. I was still having a contraction, remember. I'm going to show another video. See this video now. This particular video that I'm going to show where I'm wearing a black dress.
Using medical study, I say video, video. Kò sẹ́ni tó láwọn videos ló máa ń show my video. Ó fẹ́ ṣáyà sílẹ̀ ni.
this one was after seeing the mucus plug. So the contraction was now more intense from that other time. Was now more intense. It was now consistent, more intense, more consistent than the previous times before I saw that mucus plug. Then before I knew it, then the blood and all that. So my husband was like, let's go to the doctor. I said, I'm not going yet. I'm not going there. Let's just hold on. Okay, once it's 12, once it's this, once it's that. So once it was 2, we left the house. He said, okay, should we take? I said, no, we're going to trek so that it can help. Because if I get to the hospital and I'm not a particular sensation dilated, it will tell me to start walking around. Let me just start walking around now. So we're going to try. I took umbrella. Don't worry, let's trek to the hospital. It's not far from the house. So I trekked, got to the hospital gate. I still did not take anything. Let's trek inside, to ease the whole thing. So yeah, by the time I got to the hospital, got so good. When they checked me, I was 4 centimeter dilated, though not up to the target I wanted for myself. But yeah, it was something. I was already 4 centimeter dilated by the time we got to the hospital. So when we got there, I was still walking around. Even the doctors were telling me that, you are you sure you're in contraction? Like the thing will just you just be like this. And that's it. Like you're not really feeling the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, I was still feeling like they say, you're strong. In my head, I was still feeling, strong gay, strong gay. Hey, you people. So I did not get to. By the time it was past 6, like past 6, this Tuesday already. Remember, it was past 6 to like 7 p.m. already. I was still at 6 centimeter. So the consultant on duty that day had to say that, okay, you know what, let's induce this lady, because the progression is like really slow. So let's induce her to make everything like fast and all that. So they did. And please remember, I had not eaten since like that, because I told you, the contraction started Monday night. Tuesday morning I just had conflicts. So and since then I've not eaten anything till we went to the hospital and all that. By this time I was already hungry. I told my husband to help me get something. I've gotten food. But then I was about to eat the food. That was when they now said, oh, they want to induce me. I could not eat anymore. And like, oh Jesus, why? People should at least let me eat. I was begging, like I was literally pleading with them, like I'm very hungry, please let me eat. He said no, I have to hold on, this and this, that I'll do. Rather let me take glucose. Okay, my husband went to get glucose. I still did not, they still didn't allow me to take the glucose, because by the time my husband got back, they still didn't allow me to take the glucose. So what was I trying to say? So at that time, as at this 6 centimeter dilated, I already started feeling the fire. So it was as though there was fire around my waist. When you're boiling something and the steam touches your hand, so like times 2 of that. Yes, that's how I was feeling. Around my waist, I was feeling it, like the heat. It will come, it will be like they'll put the fire on, they'll switch it off, switch it on, switch it off, switch it off, switch it off. That's how I was feeling all through that period. So guess what? I did, even with the induction, I say induction, yeah, the inducing and all that, I still did not get to 9 centimeters till like around past 11. Imagine. So like past 11. And at that time, I was already exhausted. Like I was tired. That's the word. I was really tired. And what was I supposed to do? So it was time for me to push. And please, remember that, remember that they were telling me to, when I feel the fire, I will call these people. I'll say, you people should go. My voice even changed. Like I was literally screaming. I will tell them I was eating the what's it called now? The wall of the room that I was placed in. I would eat the wall. I didn't know where the strength came from. The strength was when the contraction hit me. The strength is like, it's as though, I don't know how Goliath felt when he wanted to attack David. I will hit the wall. Oluwa Shanu, which means God have mercy. Oh my goodness. This and this and this. So I was like that throughout the process. And my voice changed. I was really dramatic. I was I was the drama queen. They give it to me. I was a drama queen. Even my husband was, because they didn't allow him in. There was no emotional support, mind you. There was no mental. There was no emotional support from my husband at that time because he wasn't there. So psychologically, my head was just everywhere. You get, because I was teaching hospital, so they didn't allow him in, and even the nurses, the midwives that were supposed to be there, they were not there. Instead, it was their students, student doctors, student nurses, student midwives that were there using me as practical. They were looking at me, all of them, and they just stood like this in front of the room. They're not looking at me from one mirror or something like that. They're not looking at me in my head. I was even as much as I was thinking about that, like, see all these people they're looking at me. At the same time, the pain was overshadowing that. I could not even think about that. And I didn't even care at that moment. I didn't care when people were looking at me. I just wanted to just get this baby out of my body and be sane again, you know. So at some point I was shouting, "You people, I want to poo poo, I want to poo poo." The nurses didn't come. They will not show up. They'll just say, "Madam, they are shouting. Don't shout. Just within because I'm shouting, you'll be exhausted, you will be tired, you're using your strength, all of this. But like this is my first time. What were you expecting me to do? I'm gonna shout. I'm just gonna shout. Don't tell me. Okay, so it was a thing of, hey, madam, don't shout. You're shouting. Stop shouting. Just do, just do this. Just do, don't be doing, don't exhaust your energy. I was doing all of those things, but you guys, I still could not push like that when the time was right. Yes. So I was not fully dilated till I passed 11, like I mentioned earlier. So around that time, now told me that, you know, I had my gynecologist. My gynecologist was there, um, the nurse, then the midwife. Three persons were there, then student doctors and all that. Aside from those that were outside, they're not student doctors, were those doing their workmanship or the housemanship or whatever they call those things. I think it's housemanship. They're doing their housemanship at the moment, so they were there too with the gynecologist that was in duty. So, like I said, earlier challenge that started, gynecologist was already playing earlier challenge. She had already joined around 12 because like 11 they started membrane soup with me. The midwife did everything, pulled her hand just to help me to push better. Even the old push, they say I should push. I could not push the push. I was tired, I was exhausted, I had no energy left in me, to be very honest. They'll tell me, Madam, push. As they are pushing, you'll be looking at your stomach. Look at your stomach. Look at your stomach. Don't look at your stomach and push. Don't scream. Don't use your mouth. Just push from your stomach. Don't use from your head. This is all of those things. But you guys, I did everything they asked me to do, but I still wasn't pushing how they wanted me to. Remember, I was shouting at her, I want to poop, I want to poop. Like I said, mo padà yàgbẹ́ hàn. So I had tear, I had hemorrhoids or whatever it is. I was bleeding. That was before the baby. So I'm jumping the gun now. So the Hallelujah challenge started, like I said, my gynecologist had joined. So they now told me to push the baby. I could not push the baby, and the baby was already at a stage where it was dangerous for the baby to be there because the baby stay longer there, the baby will be exhausted and might lead to what I don't want or what we don't want. So the midwife told me, Madam, you have to push now because when your baby is very dangerous. So your baby is I can see your baby's head. Oh, see, I can see your baby's head now. See your baby's head. I can see your baby's head. Your baby is not big. Your body, your stomach, your baby is not big. So big. You can do it. You can do it. So just saying all of those things. Oh yeah, now so I should push. Then they now did the act because they were checking even before it was time for me to start pushing. They had been checking baby's heartbeat. They have been checking my own blood pressure. They have been checking all of these things. They were checking it like that interval. They were checking. They were checking. They were checking. So that this time they checked again. The doctor that was on housemanship or whatever checked the baby, and when they checked the heartbeat of the baby, at that time, the heartbeat of the baby had dropped because I'd been listening to the heartbeat before that time. The heartbeat of the baby had dropped, and they said, Madam, where your baby is now is not good. The heartbeat had dropped. So it is better for you to push now. At that time, I was scared, guys. I was just like, God help me. And immediately I just connected at that time. Like I remember last year Hallelujah Challenge, that was when I prayed. I did just like a miracle, and this is another real challenge. And baby seemed like he wants to come this time. So Lord, please, just help me to push this last one. Let it be this push out of it. Let it be the last push, and let it bring the baby out. Just strengthen from nowhere. I don't know where the strength came from. When Pastor Nathan Ebasi sang, immediately he sang a particular song. He sang that song, and the strength just came. Contraction came. Two of them came at the same time, and you guys, I pushed, and the nurse was like, yes, that is it. I pushed, the baby was hot. I was, I knew where the strength came from. So the baby came out, and baby did not cry because, like I said, baby was already exhausted. The baby didn't cry. They had to like start tapping the baby. They were tapping the baby. They were carrying the baby to go and clean the baby up to ensure that the baby, cry. It was later. My husband said it was later he heard the baby cry, but the baby didn't cry right from that. They were tapping and tapping and tapping and tapping before the baby cried because the baby was exhausted. But I just want to thank God was faithful. I connected to that Hallelujah challenge. Thank God the doctor also connected to the Hallelujah challenge there because I know we might want to condemn her. Why is she doing that on duty? And all, but it actually helped me. It helped me, helped my faith, and the baby came out. There was time for me to push for placenta. There was no strength. That's how you know that one that I did, it was God. There was no strength for the placenta. And the push I did for the placenta was just something tiny. Just even that, it didn't carry weight. So that's how I knew that it was God. And exactly 12:15 a.m., I brought my baby forth. God helped me to bring my baby forth. And yeah, we have our bundle of joy. So I had tear, like lots of tear that I was really, really bleeding. Like I was seriously bleeding, a lot of blood. Like the midwife had to start doing a lot of packing and all that. So, and I had hemorrhoids. I had tear to the extent that they were not done with my stitching till like over an hour. They were still stitching me up after giving birth. And they didn't let me rest. Immediately I was done with that pain of labor and everything. As I did turn like this, they just turned my ash in that same place, just started stitching me. Started stitching me. Oh, it was a lot. The pain was a lot for me. Even with the epidural that was given to me, should I say epidural? I don't know. I should injected something on my lap, like on my laps. So it did that on my thigh, rather, on my thigh, and yeah, that helped me, and I brought my baby forth. That was my experience. Summarized. That's the word. Because if I really go into detail, it's going to take me a long time sitting down here recording, and my baby's gonna cry. That's another thing. So I'm trying to do this now while he's asleep, so that I can just rush and get back to him. So thank you so much, guys, for following this pregnancy journey series. Maybe, just maybe, yeah, just maybe I can, do my fourth trimester experience. What nobody told me about being a first time mom. Yes, maybe, just maybe I'm going to share it, especially when you have no help. So what nobody told me about being a first time mom when you have little or no help around you. So maybe I might share it if I get maybe 1,000 subscribers or something. But don't let me move that. Let's just say maybe, because the time to even record the video is like a lot for me right now. So guys, I'm talking too much. Bye. Till I come your way next. Keep being amazing.